Okay, so people, you have been asking me, how do you make your beats? Urukuwabika semabhiti aya, ungumpheki wapheka njani amabhiti lawa? So I decided to make a tutorial. On how I make these beats on YouTube. Okay, it's not from scratch, but I'm gonna show you how I make these beats. So this is how the beat sounds. Yeah.
I thought that sounded like rising.
Alright. So that's basically intro. That's basically the intro, the hook, and the verse. You understand? So what I do is I go on the internet random, bro. I go on the internet randomly look for loops when I'm not feeling like making any melodies. I go on the internet and I look for loops. Like for example, this is what I found on the internet on this occasion. What is the full thing, man? Okay, on this occasion. Okay, trying to see how it sounds. Okay, so this is how the loop sounds before I used it. Yes, from Sire Beats. That's how the loop sounds initially before I did anything to it. Apparently, it sounds like I flipped it or something. Fuck, did I flip this? I did not. I didn't do anything actually. I just picked the parts that I wanted to use only. So I took this part. So I took that part and I took this part. So it just goes doom. It just goes like that. So this was like the first part that I took and decided, now this I'm gonna use this as the intro and part of the hook. No, actually as the intro and the hook. Yeah. So that's how it sounds like. So it's like this, sounds like this. Yes, so it sounds like that from the beginning up until somewhere here when the hook is ending, and then I introduced something else to make it sound like the hook is ending, and then we are getting into something new. So the other thing sounds like this, the other parts from the loop. Oh, so this is what happened. So I added half time on this. Yeah, I could tell. Yeah. So I added half time on that part because initially it sounds like this. You see, so I didn't want that. So I added halftime. If we go here, you can find halftime double times. I added it 2 times. What the fuck? Okay, so I added halftime twice. I wanna see something. Is it because I was just supposed to go 4 times? I think maybe it sounds differently, right? The fuck? That's not daft. Fucking hell. Okay, so the second item is an EQ. I was surprised with what's going on. Okay, halftime and an EQ to remove the low end so that it doesn't sound dense. So without an EQ, there will be unnecessary low end. So I just removed the low end. Né? Okay, so that's it. So that's what I took from the loop, and I also took this part because this part was interesting. Magic yodwa Liana. Okay, so now let's go through what I added to give it the sauce, my sauce, the sauce that comes from Rhizone.
I thought that sounded like rising.
And yeah, okay. Okay, so first thing that I did was first things first. My process is what I do is I add 808 and bass lines and whatever like I feel can give it more depth. So for this one I added a short spins 808, another 808 called hype. Then I added two log drums, three log drums, and then another 808. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 808 and bass lines. Yeah. So that's the whole point. Like for me, when I make beats, especially these trappy items, I just add tons of 808s and tons of bass lines, creating space for each and actually layering some of them sometimes. Okay, so the first 808 is this one called short spins. So the short spins and the melody sounds like this. You can tell the bass was like Bling4. So definitely that bounce had to be there. The doom doom doom. Yeah, definitely. So from that, it's basically yeah 4 bum, 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 4. Okay, so you see the notes that I muted this because I decided no, I need that space. Instead of using the short spins 808, I am gonna put something else, and that's where I put this thing. That's where I put this magic. This one. You see that one replace that one. Okay, so if I play this and that now, if I play that and that only, so let me pause the loop so that you can properly hear. So with that one, with the short spins and the log drum. So this is a log drum, by the way, the Morse log drum. Let me show you how. Let me play it first and then show you how to make the Morse log drum. You see that changes a lot of things, that one. Okay, so the Morse log drum looks like this. There's no need for me to show you how it's done. It's just you just cook from these. So when it's somewhere there, it sounds like this. It sounds like that. When it's there, you can just hear when it's somewhere here. But when you take it up, it becomes harder. But when you want it to be soft, you just put it down a bit. You see, it now sounds soft and Yeah, that thing. Yeah, you know, if you're a producer, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, now back to this. Now there is more space. Okay, so doom doom doom. There was space here. There was also space here. So I added other 808s, different 808s, and different log drums. Okay, so when I'm saying log drums, I think the log drums here are representing the basses. Yeah. Okay, or sub basses, whatever. Okay, so I added this one. It's called an electric 808. I got this from the Eminem pack actually. Yeah. So if I play it now, so the Vara E space here, I've also closed up this space, which means yeah, that's the whole point. It's closing up spaces. You see, that's how it goes. And then I also added this other 808. I want you to listen where this other 808 comes in. Okay, now it gets interesting because with this 808, I did not cut it short. I let it glide through under the other 808s. Why? Because okay, the spectrum where this 808 is in, this one, and the spectrum which this one is, it can balance out because that one is less. Okay, let me go to the mixer rack. If you open this, okay, then I want you to there's not much sound when you get to around 20 hertz to around it's 25, I think, or 20, I think 30. Let's say 30. Okay, 20 hertz to 30 hertz. There's not much sound. Okay, you see, there's not much sound. So that's where the spins 808 comes in. You see the spins now. Spins its focus is mostly on this end. But this time it did not. Okay, but this time what I did is I removed most of the bass. So it's flat mostly, yeah. So it's flat and this one is also flat. So it's not clashing that much. And there was no need for me to cut this one short. So that's most of it. And then now I also added another log drum, bruh. My way. Okay, so I added this one. This is another one. Yeah, this one now. I want us to go back to the log drum and see what I'm talking about. You see, I said when it's down here, it's on, but when it's up here now, it's now knocking. Yeah, that's why it's called the knock. Knock knock, bruh. Yeah, the spelling is very wrong, but knock knock. Yeah. So basically that's it for the 808 and the baseline source. There's also another one. This one closing space right here. So let's listen with this one. I think this one we all know this one. This one is the source look drum. In the source hapana swime. Le nge source le nge source le nge source. You can just copy the preset from here if you do not have it, but it's the JB source log drum. But you can create this on your own using these knobs, and this one. You just tweak and tweak until you get this blacky sound. But this is not the log drum. This is the chunky bass, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Either fuck it, I'm not sure, but one of those, or it's the log drum. You are tweaking it, whatever. You can finesse your way around that one also, or you can just come and just copy that one. Okay, so basically that's it. And then to give it the Harare feel, because I was doing this for Harare. I don't usually make beats that sound like this, by the way. That use hi-hats that go two step all the way. Nah, I don't like two step, by the way. You see, as simple as that, just two step hi-hats, and then edit this hi-hat also, create a pause, and then edit a clap and a snare. Okay, so the snare is just for the ending parts. See, so the snare just comes at the end only. That's basically it. That's basically it. Alternating between this part of the loop and that part of the loop, giving you a hook and an intro, a hook and a verse. So this is how the voice sounds. Woo. You see, it's basically it's this beats. I gave it to someone, and that someone decided this is worth freestyling on instead of making a song. Being a producer is tough, ne? Someone can just decide, bruh. I'm deciding not to write a song. I'm gonna freestyle. What the fuck? After all the effort that I would have put in. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.